G'day and welcome to my garage. Well, I'm back trying to cast the lower pulley again. This will be the fourth attempt. I've had some advice on how to do this, so part of that advice was to make a riser that could hold a capacity of 75%. So that's what that one is for. Which you might see, it's far too high, but I need to increase the height of the cape. So I've made another sprue and another riser. And now, whatever this is called, and that will give me the 75% of the capacity of that pulley. So anyhow, you know what this is about. I'll bring you back. Come on. I forgot to put draft on this pulley, but it should come out because I've already made 3 of these pulleys, or cast.
Hello.
After all that, bright spark, I need to put some vent holes in. You rotten thing. Now this is the drag, and I'll show you in a minute, but I'm just putting 3 vent holes down this drag. And at the end of the day, those 3 holes will vent the cone that's left behind after I lift this out. I shall have to get something to get that out. So, attempt 4. I've managed to get the mould to work this time. The recommendations were the raised section in the middle of the cup. This section in here needs to be vented down through the drag, hence why it's sitting on a mesh rack, so so we can breathe out the bottom. Yeah, a feeder, 75% of the capacity of this one. That's about 75% or 70%. The sprue basin, the feed basin, that's got the square edges roughly on the bottom, about a 10-12 millimetre lift to go down the tapered sprue hole. So we'll see how this one turns out. Okay, we're ready to pour my shield. Push it down. Let's go. We'll leave that for half an hour and see how it goes. Something's burning over there, I think, Bruce.
Yes, it is.
What's burning, mate?
The wood timber?
Which wood? Come on. It's come through. Well, that's not good. There's a watering can there, the green one. Will you 3/4 fill that, please? Actually, you take that, please. That's it. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. I recovered the casting from the mould, and actually it came out very nice after that disaster. What had happened was when I moulded this, I pierced holes in through the sand here for it to vent its gases out. That's why it was also on that cake cooling wrap, was to let the gases out the bottom. I had pierced all the way through so that this metal at the top, it had come, and as you can see I've got a spike there. But this eventually froze, shut it off, so I didn't lose metal from here. I've got a little bit of shrinkage there, but that's going to be machined off anyhow. But this came out nice. Bit of flashing around there, I expect that. The inside here came out very nice. Little bit of metal inclusion there where the mould, sand and the mould had broken off when I was playing with it. I knew that I was going to have that there, but it came out very nice. It'll clean up nicely. It'll do a good job. Yep, that was after the disaster. That's what's come out. It's come out quite good. It'll clean up. Thanks to Martin, that old foundry man, for the recommendations of how to cast this thing. The fourth attempt at casting it, but this will definitely work. Very nice. Mounted in the lathe is the fourth casting of the bottom pulley, but I'm changing my direction because I've got so many of these bottom pulleys. The third one I recovered and was able to make a bottom pulley out of that. This is the fourth one. It was the best out of the lot, so I'm going to use it at the top. Now there still is a difference between the top and the bottom, but originally I was going to cast this with a 20mm sand core, cast this aluminium top pulley, knock out the sand core and bore it out to 30mm, and then bore it again 13mm deep to 42mm for the bearing, and then there would have been a bearing on both ends. But because I've got this one left over, I proved my point to myself. I'm going to use this at the top. Now I can't put a bearing at this end because it's coned, if you remember. So I must bring up a picture of that. So it'll be two bearings. It's about, I've got about 55mm of land, or about 55mm of land. So the two bearings can go in there. So I've already put a 8mm through. This is a 17, I think. This is a 7/8. Well, the boring bar is in. I'm at about 27.5mm at the moment. I'm going to take it out to 30. This is only a through hole. It doesn't have to be accurate. 28.2. Take it out another 2 mil. So might shorten up that boring bar. Of a mil. That went over about 2,000. I can put some bearing. I can put some. It's to do with put it around it for bearings to fill up the gap. I'm about 2,000 too big. Anyhow, I'll machine. I've got to machine this 2 degrees. That's got to be 100 mil long. It's still 5 mil too long, but that'll come off the other end. I'm disappointed with that. Yeah, my own fault. Can't blame anyone else. Okay, I've got this right, so I've just got to clean this centre up here a little bit with a file or some sandpaper. Now I'm working down inside there. Come around here. Yeah, I've got to put the camera on charge. I think so. Anyhow, now I'm working down in there. That bell is 60 millimeters deep. So I've got for a little 10 millimeter boring bar, I've got a fair bit of stick out, because not only 60 millimeters deep, but then I'm going to go another 13 millimeters for the depth of, to hold the bearing. So my head is going to be around here. So you'll have to wait for me to finish this job. I'll see you when I get out of the hole. And we'll slowly turn it to roll out the swath. Well, as you can see, I've bored that out for the inner bearing and it's fitting. So there we go. Now I'm just going to use an end mill and put in two places here, take the material, the inside hub away down to the outer bearing case surface. That's just in case if I ever need to knock them out. I can knock it out on the outside bearing case. Probably not necessary in this case, but I'll do it anyhow for experience.